All right. Now, we're going to talk about this theory called Shiroko Shagen Katsuyo. And I apologize to everyone that speaks Japanese. I'm sorry. Tim Ferriss, I'm sorry. I should have waited for you to come and do this with me so you could correct me. But here we go. One's mental and physical energy must be used most effectively in order to achieve a certain goal. That is to say, one must apply the most effective method or technique for using the mind and body. If we use the term Shiryoko for one's mental and physical energy, this should be expressed Shiryoko Shagen Katsuyo, which means best use of one's energy. We can shorten this simply to Shiryoku Zenyo, which means maximum efficiency. Maximum efficiency. This means that no matter what the goal, in order to achieve it, you must put your mental and physical energy to work in the most effective manner. This is like common sense, right? But how often are we wasting energy? How often are we wasting energy? We're wasting energy all the time. Back to the book. When I was a child, I learned the jiu-jitsu of the past. However, that jiu-jitsu had no basic principle. I learned various methods from one teacher. He taught me how to place my hips and pull to throw an opponent and how to choke someone, but he did not teach me anything about what principles were involved or how to apply those principles. I think that's the same that as jiu-jitsu hit America, I think everyone was learning like that. Like, here's how you choke someone, but you weren't learning the system. As I studied further, I found that one teacher taught differed from what another taught. There was no basis upon which to decide which one was correct. That was the reason I began to make a thorough study of jiu-jitsu. Now, what I would say about that is you don't need to decide which one is correct. Like when you learn an armbar from one person, you learn an armbar from someone else, you're going to learn good things from both of them. Neither one of them is correct. And one of them might be correct in this situation or with this body style, and the other one's correct in a different situation with a different body style. I think if we looked at Kano's personality traits, like he's a guy that's real orderly. And I think he's a real guy like Jordan Peterson. People would put him in the high conscientious and high and orderly. He's a very orderly person. And so for him, like, there's a right answer and there's a wrong answer. And I think you see that in judo, and that's why judo is much more disciplined, highly disciplined. Like, go to a judo competition. There's no yelling and screaming. Go to a jiu-jitsu competition, it's mayhem. Yeah. Right? And they've tried to tighten that up. Like, they try and make it less crazy, but they haven't succeeded. Jiu-jitsu's crazy. Jiu-jitsu competitions are crazy. Judo competitions are not like that.
Yeah. Bro, did you see, there's a judo clip online, wherever I saw it, but it's a clip, and so this guy wins, right? Real dramatic win, like maybe he wasn't supposed to win, or I don't know, maybe it was an upset, maybe not, or maybe it was the finals, I don't know, but it was a real dramatic win. He wins, and he's like, you know how they yell and they be all happy or whatever. He did that, and he kind of stood over the guy.
Ooh.
Just for a second, like a split, like pretty short.
DQ. Yeah.
Just like that.
So legit.
Like, man, in jiu-jitsu, MMA, right? You see that all day.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I wanted to talk about this is like that is a quality thing. You know, it's too, and I guess this is different on the East Coast or West Coast. The East Coast, like one of my buddies, Joe, he came and watched some wrestling with me, some high school wrestling, and I forget what they penalize people like, oh no, you're not allowed to do that. Yeah. Like they're strict. When you get done wrestling, you just got pinned, you get up, you get to the center of the mat, you put your hand out to shake hands. That's it. There's no complaining to the ref. There's none of this other crap. No, you do what you're supposed to do. And that's awesome. Because that, you know what that teaches people? Teaches people how to control their emotions.
Yeah, I remember in Pop Warner, you know, my only frame of reference was watching football on TV, NFL.
No, you just spiking
the ball, doing the Icky shuffle. Back in my day, Icky Woods. Anyway, back in the day. And so, you know, we played Pop Warner football my first year. I knew that our coach was super disciplined, like the kind where everyone had to wear high white socks, white shoes. Like it was real discipline. And I'd see other teams and they different color shoes, all this stuff. That's all I knew though. So it was clear. You couldn't spike the ball. You couldn't do any dance or whatever. You give the ball to the ref. That's it when you make a touchdown. So we played this team that will remain nameless, and they do.
You don't want to bring up the old rivalries.
No,
Tell them what's going to happen.
So they make actually was a team from out of town actually, and he spiked the ball. Little kid spiked the ball and does the thing or whatever. Straight up flag. It's a penalty.
Oh,
even in college it's like that.
Oh,
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, in college football it's like that. You can do more for sure. But yeah, Pop Warner, anything. If you do anything, you throw the ball, you put your hands up for too long. If you put your hands up for too long after you make a touchdown, that's a penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
That's legit, right?
I think so, especially as little kids.
I think so, especially even as big kids.
Yeah. My dad used to say, when you're a professional, this is what he said, when you're a professional football player, you make a touchdown, something about like that's your job or whatever. So yeah, you have the right to be happy about it. That was kind of it. But when I think about it now, it's like, shoot, if you're a professional, you focus on your profession.
You think so?
I guess it's whatever your philosophy is.
And you could say like UFC. I mean, it's really cool. It's so much cooler when someone wins and they just are like, check.
Yeah.
It's like Fedor.
Yeah.
Fedor would just go out there and just destroy someone and then just come like, yeah, thanks, good match.
Yeah, that is true.
I know we all want to see the hype. I know we want to see the guy jumping on the top of the cage. And I know that sells tickets and blah, blah, blah. But there's nothing better than just a cold-blooded killer that just comes out. And you know what's interesting is sometimes fighters do it. I think I was watching Cowboy Cerrone the other day. He like knocked some guy out and just walked away like it was nothing.
Yeah, I do this every single day.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah. But they don't show that clip. Or like Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
Mark Hunt just does a walk-away knockout. Just knocks a dude out and just walks away. Like, yeah. Can I get my piece of chicken now? Like, I'm hungry.
Yeah. But the reason that those are so cool, like Fedor, that's a great example, by the way, where he's not getting hyped up before the fight. He's not hyped up afterwards. No emotions. He's cold. That seems more appealing because it's in contrast to all the hype. All this guy getting hyped up and whatever. So if everyone was like that, it would be less. It would be cool.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm probably just comparing it to like how I know it now.
And you can't knock it hype when Conor McGregor gets pumped up.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly right. So, there's a dichotomy there.
Yeah, there's a dichotomy. I think the preferred method, though, is cold-blooded.
Yeah, but and this is really what it is, and this goes for the NFL too, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a show. You got to remember that. It's a competition for sure. Yeah, it's a show. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So, and that makes sense too for the NFL, where
go watch just go sit around and watch old Fedor fights. Though Sakuraba was kind of like that. Sakuraba didn't celebrate.
I love Sakuraba.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Sakuraba was pretty cold-blooded too.
Yeah, totally cold-blooded.
Yeah, but just like you say, man, like Conor and like these guys who do put on a show, that's kind of cool too. You see what I'm saying? So it's a show.
Dichotomy there.
Yeah.